So why is Ryan Garcia so hell-bent on fighting the man Tank Davis? I find it a little suspicious, y'all. I do. The man's hell-bent on fighting the man Tank Davis. Talking about he's going to knock out Tank Davis in 2 rounds. A week ago, or during fight week leading up to Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia, De La Hoya said Ryan Garcia is going to walk down Tank Davis. Okay? Now, after the fight now, it sounds like De La Hoya is a little apprehensive on trying to make a fight between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. All that walking down shit he was talking about in the build-up for Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia, he didn't have the same type of energy after the fight. Especially when Cannoli advised Ryan Garcia like, dogs, you ain't ready for the man Tank Davis right about now. Now, to me, Tank Davis ain't no anomaly in boxing. He ain't no superb defensive wizard or just a fighter who's doing anything super impressive in boxing. I mean, those who don't know boxing, they think he's the greatest fighter. They'd probably rate him the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. But I, as a man who follows boxing, who's been watching this guy live, I'm not talking about live on TV. I'm talking about live from the D.C. Armory. I'm saying I've been watching him since 2012, 2013. Seen many of his fights live, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen who he's fought in his last 5 fights. I don't got to go through his resume with the fine comb, but we know the matchmaking that's being done for Gervonta Davis. If he's small, bring him up. Let's do it. That's just what he's been doing for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Only guy he ain't do that to was Jose Pedraza. I believe that was in 2016. Ever since then, Tank Davis has been pulling guys up from lower weights than he is, bringing them up and dispatching them in easy fashion, you know what I mean? Well, let me not say easy, because he ain't looked too great against a Gamboa. And Gamboa had a torn Achilles tendon by the 2nd round, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, Tank Davis is a way more powerful fighter than the man, what you call him, Ryan Garcia, you know what I mean? I think Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis is a bad style matchup, you know what I mean? Now, what you call it? As far as, sorry, I got distracted. Got phone call. Of course, I got phone calls and messages coming in now while I'm doing this live video. So, you know, I personally think it's a smokescreen from Ryan Garcia, knowing damn well that he's on DAZN and the man Tank Davis is on Showtime. Okay, that's gonna be a difficult fight to make. Al Heyman fighter versus a Golden Boy fighter. I can't recall the last time we've seen that happen. And if I have to jog my memory, the last time we've seen a Golden Boy fighter, and not no purse bid thing or mandatory. Well, if it's a mandatory, what's his name? Jojo Diaz. He came up to the National Harbor, MGM National Harbor, Oxon Hill, Maryland, and he challenged Gay Russell Jr. for his WBC strap. Okay, and that was Al Heyman fighter versus a Golden Boy fighter. Well, at the time, maybe even the man Gay Russell was probably no longer with the man Al Heyman. You know what I mean? Because he's on a kind of special contract. His contract different from all the other Al Heyman managed fighters. You know what I mean? On PBC. So if it wasn't for that fight, then the last one I could recall was probably Julio Cesar Chavez versus Cannoli. You know what I'm saying? Because Julio Cesar Chavez is managed by De La Hoya. I'm sorry, by Al Heyman, excuse me. Sorry, these phone calls distracted me, man. Stop. Fuck, I'll call you later. So I think it's a smokescreen, you know? The man has every opportunity to fight now and challenge for the WBC title, knowing that he's the mandatory for the man Devin Haney, who fights on the same network that he does, the DAZN app, okay? Why he don't want no smoke with the man Devin Haney, or even want to attempt to fight the guy? Time will tell. You know, time is the best answer in life. You know what I mean? If you have any uncertainty, you don't know what your future holds, well, time will tell. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, in between time, you have to show and prove. And if the man Ryan Garcia is not going to fight Tank Davis, because I highly doubt they fighting next. I'm trying to tell you, Mo, I highly doubt it. Then he has no choice. He got to fight the man Devin Haney. But knowing boxing, he probably ain't going to fight neither guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, the man Ryan Garcia been talking crazy, talking about he's the A-side. He's the A-side to all these guys who have world titles, and he's never even sniffed a world title, let alone fought for a world title, had an opportunity to fight for a world title. He's walking around with a WBC eBay belt, you know, a belt you could buy off of eBay, because we all know the WBC real title holder is the man Devin Haney. Even that eBay belt, that franchise belt, Teofimo Lopez, it means a whole lot of nothing in the grand scheme of things. You check it as far as, being a legitimate belt. So really and truly, Ryan Garcia can't be talking about he's no A-side. You can't be no A-side if you're not even a champion. You're a contender. You're trying to challenge for world titles. So you can't come and tell the man Tank Davis you're the A-side when Tank Davis has sold out at least 2 arenas in 2 different states, Atlanta, and of course in his hometown in Baltimore. Did good numbers when he fought the Hugo Ruiz guy over there in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? At the Staples Center. So, you know, at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia, he's going to have to bow down. He talks about he's the A-side, but out of all these guys, he makes the least amount of money. He does, compared to Teofimo Lopez. He's cracked a mill. Devin Haney, he's made a mill in fights. Of course, Tank Davis is making millions in fights. The only guy who hasn't made a million is the man Ryan Garcia. And I'm not no accountant or checking the clock in the fella's paper, but last I checked, you gotta have you gotta be some kind of a real ticket seller in order to even call the shots on being the A-side. And you can't be calling no A-side when these other guys are world champions. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, B-Marsh Boxing just letting y'all know, I think it's a smokescreen. Ryan Garcia is fronting, bump faking, trying to use Tank Davis' name to enhance his popularity. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a great fight. I'd love to see it next, me personally. You know what I mean? Just for entertainment, for boxing purposes. Ideally, I would like to see Tank Davis and Garcia, and then Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. The winners fight each other of those 2 fights. You know what I mean? So, B-Marsh Boxing, let me know what y'all think of Ryan Garcia. Y'all think he's pump faking, using them fellas Tank Davis' name, knowing damn well that there's going to be a lot of resistance of trying to make that fight from both sides, whether it's the PB side and the zone. Which channel are they going to fight on? It should be pay-per-view. Who's going to carry the broadcast? Will they do a joint venture, the zone and PBC on Fox or PBC on Showtime? Time will tell. B-Marsh Boxer, leave your thoughts and comments and let me know. You think this guy's pump faking just in order to avoid the man Devin Haney? Or is he really serious on fighting Tank Davis? B-Marsh Boxing, I'm gone. Peace.